Hey everyone, what we're going to do today is a Pro Bowl smallmouth jig. In the vise is a 1/4 ounce round head with eye sockets. It's got a 2-owner 5313 hook, and the color is watermelon. And this is going to be watermelon black as the pattern. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because you've all seen the Pro Bowl smallmouth jigs that I've done. This is a little different. If you take notice, I got a little bit of a notch cut out in here. It's a little deeper than normal. And the reason I did that is the skirt material on the top part of it's going to be a little shorter, and it's going to produce a little more flare when we put our trailer on. So it's just a slight variation on how to do it, but I figured you might want to see it. And with this pattern, it looks really good and it's very effective. So without any me rambling on there, what I'm going to do is we're going to start this with black 2 tendon flat wax nylon as always. What I should do before I do that though is I paint it uh, after I cut the notch in it. So that might be a little slick. So we'll just get a little bit of super glue brush on in there to help lock our thread down. You don't want a big base, just a little bit. Okay, this is a real simple deal to tie. We're doing a 1/2 tab of black, and this is flat black. If you go to Barlow's, there they have it's called classic rubber colors, and this is the black. And the reason I'm using this black and not just regular black silicone, I discovered something by accident, and it's this flat black really brings out the black in this fish scale pattern on the watermelon. Uh, I don't know why it does, but it just makes it pop a little more. So I figured that's what we'll go with. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be folded over. So I'm just going to take my black here, put it off to the side, and maybe an inch or so, 1.5 inches above the head. Calluses on my fingertips and the threads catches on it. I'm just going to fold it over on itself. And again, I'm not making tight wraps, and I don't want a lot in here, a lot of wraps, because I want to still have room to pull this in tight. In fact, what I should do is move this down a little bit further. There we go. See, it's not always peaches and cream. Come on, you. Oh, I'm snagged on the hook. See that? Makes you wonder how a fish can throw a hook. You want to, what's really wild to me is crankbaits. When you drop a crankbait on your carpet, you need the scissors. It's not coming up. And I mean, just drop it and it's stuck. But a fish can throw them. I've never been able to figure that out. Now we take just our 1/2 tab of watermelon fish scale. I love this fish scale stuff. It's underutilized. But of all the print silicones, um, not all the colors are great, but this is one of the really good ones. I use the orange fish scale and chartreuse. I've used quite a few of these. The white is killer. Okay, so far looks pretty good. Now I'm going to start pulling this in. You can see how the top is already starting to flare out. I'm holding on to that bottom, and I'm going to just crank this down and get a nice collar build up. Not too much. Now I'm going to whip finish this, but we're not done. Two, three, four. Now we're going to add a wire weed guard to it. And you can see what I did. I trimmed it down and I put that little hook in there. And what I'm going to do make a few more wraps. There's a little spot that I left bare there on the top side and didn't realize it. Okay, so I am going to take a little bit more of this super glue brush on. Just a little bit. Right there. And we're going to put our wire weed guard. This is the hardest part of the whole jig. It makes your collar slightly bigger than what it would have been, but if you want that wire weed guard in there, it's essential. And it's really not that bad. Now, one more whip finish, and we're done. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Trim it. Be careful not to cut your skirt material. And some head cement. Balloon water based. And then I'll show you what we have. We still got some things to do here. Like one, we got to cut our material down here free. And then what I do is make sure we get all our strands here. Make sure that's cut. Now, I'm going to take it out of the vise. What I'm going to do is take my little pliers. And if you're doing this, try to find some pliers that are smooth on the inside of the jaws. That's what you're looking for, because you don't want to mar, like if you're using this braided cable weed guard, if you use a jaw that has a lot of teeth in it, it'll actually splay the wire out. So what I do is just give it a little bend and then take it and bend it down. That gives us a good angle. We don't have nothing to trim. And now I'm going to add my little trailer. This is a black with a blue tail Ned crawler that my buddy Art at Three Hands Custom Tackle made for me. And we're going to add that to it. And there is your watermelon black Pro Ball smallmouth jig. In fact, what we can do to make this even better is I got some of the skirt material a little long. And just trim some of that up. Because that's the one thing, we don't want the skirt material too long. You want it to sort of be by the hook, but not really over it. Couple more strands. And we're done. Now that is our watermelon black Pro Ball smallmouth jig. Tell me that doesn't look good. Anyway, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. A good pattern that you should try. Give it a shot. Oh, that's where I'm looking at. I missed one. There we go. That's a little better. I was wondering what that was messed up there. Anyway, like I said, real easy pattern to do, and this is really, really effective. This is a killer jig. Largemouth eat it up too. Rocky banks, deeper water. This'll work. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.